At this location, the German Luftwaffe had a ton of secret stuff, a lot of strategically important installations, and a lot of defensive measures. It's History Hunter Art with Eagle Eyes. We're here to share some great history with you today, so join us and let's go out and find the past together right now. Everywhere in the terrain, in the forest here, there are scars in nature that tells you that the Germans did their stuff here. And there are a lot of these which are only like foxholes, like protective measures. And here you can see what I think was once upon a time either a anti-aircraft gun position. Something took place right here, and it just goes on and on into this forest. I got some trenches going on there. So what happened here? Well, in this area, the Germans had a very large, strategically important airfield, and this airfield is still here, operative, doing something else than serving the German Luftwaffe. Nevertheless, the German Luftwaffe positions are still here, everywhere in the ground. And if you have a look here, you can see there's a tiny little cutout here. But over here is a very special thing that proves you that the Germans were really up at their games, because they built something here which is rarely seen, but it had a tremendously important feature, or not feature, but it served a very special purpose. That's all I can say. So I'm trying to find it around here. There's the second one of the cutouts. You see that? These are very often anti-aircraft gun positions. So you can imagine down there could have been a 20mm like this, maybe a 3.7, or even the famous 88mm that could be attached or put right there. But in here, I'm looking for a very specific feature, but probably is going to take some time. There's another one. Very often they're called Splinterschutz. So also the crews could hide there when there was an air raid. But at the same time also, what could have taken place here was that they had munitions stored here. So very simply made, amount of sand, some huge logs on top, moss or other type of things, and then camouflage canvas. The whole thing would almost be completely watertight, ammunition and bombs stored right in there. Let me show you a little image from way back then. See that square? It's still here. It's a water reservoir. It's kind of like a defensive measure that it made here. And this water reservoir has been there all the time since then, when the Germans built it. And why do they have a water reservoir here? That's because water is a very scarce resource around here. So you have to collect and get as much of it, as you can. I think we're getting close. Oh yes. There it is. Wow. That's a pretty big bunker. You see it's almost fully buried in the sand here. And we will check out if it's open. The footprint of this Regelbach 622 would be something like this. What I like with almost all the bunkers around here is that there's no graffiti, there's no crap. And that is such a pleasure to see. This is the entrance for the machine gun crew manning that machine gun turret, which used to be there. Well, it is, but it's kind of covered. So one guy would be able to take out a lot of troops with that. So from above there, the image from, if you look from the top, would look like this. You've seen that many times. And it's such a powerful little thing. Entrance here. It is not flooded. That's good, so we can enter. Woo. And then you can see this very strange thing on the side there. I really would like to find out why they built that here, because we've never seen that before. It could be a separate ammo storage, as I said.
What's the roof then?
I don't know, very strange. All right, let's go inside. You can see the camouflage paint on the sides here. And we're just basically gonna enter and check it out. Also, you can see this green paint. It's also to protect the entrance from outside view. Yeah, you have the classical doors, heavy-duty doors.
Weird doors.
And you have 2 rooms. There used to be a valve here. And I think this place has been used post-war, because I can see some paint here that is not typical. This is the second entrance. There would be a one-way valve there, but someone actually just put this shutter there. But then again, I have a theory that the Germans either didn't complete this, never used it, so all the valve and the gears are not installed, because we haven't found any proof of the German activity. If it was usable by the Germans, there would be bunk hangers in the roof, but there are none. There are these holders here that could have been where they hung the bunks. If you see in part 1, you can see that we find one of these which is not complete, and it's a strange experience to see rebars poking out everywhere, and you can see that the bunker was never completed. And these doors are too nice to not have been kind of refurbished after the war. So I really do think they used it post-war for some kind of purpose. They even took out the shutters. Communication, power supply cables gone. Here was the bunker oven. Might look like they actually used that once. I can see modern lights and stuff in the roof, so they most likely used it after the war. And here is where the hand-cranked air pump would be, and we actually found one that worked, so you can check out video number 1. It's amazing. And also in that bunker there were some incredible details that it's been a long time since we've seen. Wow, what a great place. Yeah, very nice. And these are the original doors. Sometimes these shutters actually move, that doesn't. All right, let's continue this fantastic tour back in time. Did you know that you can become a World War II History Hunter team member, and the artifacts here could be passed on to you in this manner and fashion here by creating beautiful World War II dioramas and displays? You can be the future keeper of something very special by the history and the history hunting that we share together. Check out the link in the video description. You can click that and you can become a Patreon team member if you want to. Different kind of perks with for your eyes only videos, travel vlogs, restoration projects, all of that good stuff. And if you want to know more, check out the supporter videos in the beginning of each month. But now let's continue our little adventure. I'd like to take the opportunity to say a massive thank you to all of you incredible people out there who support our work. All you Patreon team members, thank you for letting us have the opportunity to go out and do what we do. It's without your incredible support, it would be very difficult to do so. So thank you to each and every Patreon team member. Also, huge thank you to the PayPal donators. You know who you are. Thank you for doing that. And to all of you who help us out on the PayPal little feature. Thank you for that. No, not the PayPal, sorry. I mean the super thanks feature. So we are here now looking for another Regelbau. And shouldn't be too far away from here, but we definitely have to work hard for this. These are way out there. These are the ones which are the furthest away from the airfield, airstrip itself. And that's because they are the ring of protection. The absolutely other area. Wow, look at that. Whoo-hoo. Do I hear a tank?
Oh, help.
Is that a Panzer?
Help.
Can you hear it? I can hear belt tracks. You can hear it? Oh, this is scary. There's a tank somewhere in the forest here. Maybe several of them. Can you hear it?
Quiet.
Wow.
Go on the road.
Well, not gonna get us. We can hide in the bunker. Wow. It's very rare that you can see almost all of the bunker in this fashion here. You can see the left-hand side has got no feature. Come to the right-hand side. That's the machine gun Tobruk. Right-hand entrance, left-hand entrance, ton of ventilation shafts. Let's hope that this thing here is more original than the last one, because it's so much more fun to see how it looked like when the Germans actually left them. But you never know. All right, always exciting when you have the possibility to enter these. And again, as I said, I do believe this one could be more like original. See the
Open.
concrete are flaking off. The steel thing on the top keeps it together. Okay, let's go down where Friedrich, Hans, Wilhelm and Reinhard used to work or stay. And again, this is a 20 guys bunker where 20 guys used to stay. And you can see definitely these doors are more like the untouched. So could it be that this one hasn't been converted to newer type of arrangement? I hope so. But these are silvery paint, so that is not original. Again, you can see, what is that? That's a grid for the ventilation. Yeah. These cables are not original, neither is that. There's a lot of dust in here. No, it has been converted to modern type. And that means that there are probably is that a prison? I don't know what that is all about. The military is training around here. I think we saw a tank, so who knows what we're going to meet when we get out from here. This is where the bunker oven was. Ventilation shaft thing laying right there. And at least the handle is still here on this one. It's not, yeah, it moves. It moves. Hold this. Hold this. Actually moves. You can't slide it. So many mosquitoes. Go behind me, please, so I can record in there. So, you have cables coming up. This is where the main power supply would be attached. And
What is this one?
they took off one of the screws.
Oh.
No, it's, the screw was broken, it's still in there. You see that? They tried to steal this thing. You see these? They started to unscrew them because the salvagers of the irons after the Second World War, they would kind of rip out everything. And some of the stories are that when the Germans left, because they just left sometimes. You see that? That's the valve for the outlet we saw on the top there. So, there's a story about Germans coming in this area. No, sorry, the locals. So the Germans very often just left. They just got the order. The war is over. We are leaving to a gathering spot. And then there was a couple of days, 2 to 3 days, maybe even 4 days, depending on where you were. The locals rampaged. They said, there's nobody there. Let's go and get what's here. So there's a lot of stuff that kind of disappeared during those first days. Even guns and munition and all kinds of things, especially in the bunkers. They took tables and chairs and whatnot. So the locals, they knew that there was no guards. And then it took a few days before the local army came in and the military, the allies. And in the end, what happened was that a lot of the things that was inside the bunkers were actually not there anymore. But also, sometimes when there were barracks, the barracks were almost completely stripped. They took the windows, they took the doors, they just took everything because, you know, they wanted revenge, they wanted everything back, and they wanted to remove as much as they could of the German influence and the German war machine. But in a way, luckily, they can't remove that easily. So I'm actually happy that we can go out and find these positions and share them with you, because oh my goodness, they are firing like crazy over there. It's blanks, I know that, so I'm not afraid. All right, guys, let's see if we can go and find the very, very last Regelbau, which is about over here. So that is the entrance for the machine gun. And there's a story about one guy here, a soldier. What was that? Even his name was mentioned. There's a story about one of the soldiers here who were in one of these two bunkers, the last one or this one, I'm not sure which one. He was longing so much to go home that he made a rampage, and he actually started firing like a maniac with a machine gun in the area to kind of make himself go insane. And guess what? They sent him to the Eastern Front. It took like 2 days, and he was on his way on a train to the Eastern Front, because this chief, the leader here, he wouldn't have that, and he said, all right, you go crazy here, let's send you to another place where you can go even more crazy. So it's a very special story. Nevertheless, here we are. They're coming in, guys. Be careful here with the steps. This one looks absolutely sincere. Haven't got a clue, but this is this little story I read. This one looks a lot more untouched. That's the right. You know, the rust and colors and everything. Let me see if I can sneak through. This door is stuck. There's no paint on the doors. There's no silverish colors. See, there used to be a shelf there, and it's actually still visible that where it was. And then I'm gonna come in here. The steel door is still there. The pump was actually there once. But again, I can't see the bunk hangers. No, it's not been flooded. But there's the ventilation thing. That was once upon a time up here on the wall. And that is interesting. See that? There used to be some kind of fixture on the wall there. Oh, look at that, eagle eyes. The original.
Don't hold the wall.
Yeah, I think this is the message that says, don't stand next to or hold to the wall. If there's a attack, it can kill you. Oh, I almost thought I saw the Adler, but it's not. And there's actually more writing here. See that? That is cool. It basically says, don't touch the walls when there's an attack. That means they really were here. And they really said, don't do this, don't do that. We have the air pump. Oh, that is wonderful. I just wanted so much to see one of these. Having been used by the Germans. The roof is not painted. The valve there is stuck a long time ago. I think the bunk hanks were here. They're not the ones that we are used to in the ceiling, but these are where they hung the bunks. These here, in conjunction with these hooks, a chain would hold this bed. Let me show you a large room where I think, let me show you this picture here. Yeah, you can see how that worked. Bunker oven was most likely right there. And it was actually cast in, so it was there. And that's actually cold pieces of that bunker oven. That is cool to see. And the shutter, but the bolts has been broken off. But that thing there is so touching to see. Someone used a stencil and painted that on, and it warned the soldiers that when we're being fired upon, don't touch the outside walls, because this bunker would shake like this. If huge bombs would come here, this whole structure would hold together, but it's like a massive Lego block, and then it would like this. And the number of the bunker is actually on the top there. Can you see that? Right there. Is it 779? The number of the bunker is actually right there. I can't make out what it says, but that's the number of the bunker. This one is very rare to see, and someone has, of course, ripped it apart. That's the one-way backlash valve. I love this. This is what I was hoping for. We can see some authentic usage of this bunker, not just post-war. And there's another one of them. And you can see here, they actually broke this piece off. Oh, sorry. I tried to have the flashlight on the top of my head very professionally, but it kind of won't stay like, it would like stay like that. So someone didn't think, because you won't get that out from there. See that? So they broke this off, probably said, oh, let's get the valve, but you can't get it out. Sorry. Hope it will stay there forever so other people can see it. Ah, this is wonderful. And then again, the double doors with the shutter there. Ah, this is great. Loving this. Indeed, we really love that place, and I'll put a link in the video description here where it says more. You can see part 1, 2, and 3 of this area because it's amazing, just a fantastic place, and I think you'll enjoy what other features we found there, and it's just a fantastic place to go and explore. All right, thank you for subscribing, commenting, being here. It was a pleasure for us to let you see some of the features there, and we'll meet you out there in the next one for more of the World War II history. Stay safe, keep smiling, and bye-bye.